What is good, STV gang? And my fellow Tarnished alike, we're back with another Elden Ring top weapons video, and this has been updated now to the top 5 broken or best buffed weapons after the latest patch, patch 1.04. With the latest patch, there's been some huge changes, buffs, nerfs, balancing, and a ton of other things that have shifted the power structure in Elden Ring. So before we dive in, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more Elden Ring content, hit the bell for post notifications, and check out my Elden Ring playlist. Link to that will be in the pinned comment for y'all, okay? So the biggest buffs occurred with colossal weapons, everybody knows that by now, and are now substantially better, if not the best type of weapon to use now after the patch. So we're gonna kick things off right away, folks. Quick intro, let's jump into the first one on our list. We got the top 5 today. At number 1, we got the Godslayer Greatsword. Yeah, I've mentioned this before. Y'all got to check out my videos in the link, like I said. Godslayer's Greatsword, it really wasn't that powerful of a weapon in the previous patches, but with the buffs to the Ash of War it comes equipped with, it has now become more potent than before. Specifically, if we're talking about its Ash of War, the Queen's Black Flame. Man, this hits like a Bunsen burner. Okay, this hits like a bull in a china shop now and has a much faster cast speed, allowing you to do damage real quickly and more consistently than before, which again, that's huge. Another major improvement is that you can now dodge while casting. What? I mean, I'm about to hop off. I don't know if I got this weapon yet. I've versed so many god skins that I don't even... Anyways, it allows you to cancel the skill and get out of harm's way while dodging, unlike before where you were locked into the animations. So, I can see people abusing that. Not only is this now powerful in PvE, but it also works surprisingly well in PvP. To get this god tier shish kebab skewer, you'll have to climb to the Divine Tower of Caelid, which you need to do anyways to restore Radahn's Great Rune. For those who didn't already know that, you're welcome. And defeat the Godskin Apostle. Once defeated, it'll be lootable in the chest behind where you fought him. So moving quickly into number 2, we got the Golden Order Greatsword. Again, I already mentioned this in a previous video on the top legendary weapons before the patch. Check that out. It's in the same video, in the same playlist, in the same link, okay? As of now, this flashy piece of weaponry received an immense buff, specifically again to its Ash of War. That seems to be a trend here. A lot of them got buffed with their Ashes of War and their attack speeds, which again, like I'm reading right now, has a much faster cast speed than before, especially in between the follow-up input, so you basically can spam more. Yeah, this will be interesting. You can also get an increase in damage and now easily cause enemies to flinch when hit. That's big, having the ability to flinch, or cause a flinch, sorry, and cast quicker. I can see this easily becoming meta for bosses. So like I said, it'll be interesting to see what kind of builds develop with this weapon over the course of the next few weeks. Briefly, just to recap, in order to obtain the Golden Order Greatsword, you'll have to kill the Misbegotten Crusader. There is, for some reason, too many Misbegottens in this game that you need to kill for a lot of these legendary weapons. That's located in the Cave of Forlorn. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be incredibly useful now with the Ash of War. Moving on to number 3, we got the Sword of Saint Trina. This one is a little gem. It doesn't get much spotlight or attention normally, or at least it didn't prior to the patch, even though it should have. A unique blade that has the ability to sleep enemies and give you the ability to get in free hits, heal, summon, cast, or whatever you need to do to give you that little extra edge in battle. The Sword of Saint Trina was already pretty powerful even before the patch, man, especially when dual wielded. However, now it's become even more powerful with a major buff in its Ash of War. You know, like I mentioned before, a lot of these are Ash of War buffs. Basically, it now has an increased cast speed like the others, allowing you to cast the Sleeping Mist even faster and cause your enemies to fall asleep way quicker than before. That is, you don't even know how useful that can be, especially for newer players to the game. Being able to have that extra little status effect is going to help you ease you into certain battles a lot more than just going and swinging. So it's awesome, not to mention it's an AoE sleep. So I mean, come on, sleeping multiple enemies at once when you're being overwhelmed can come in pretty clutch. In order to get this sword, you'll need to have a stone sword key handy, so make sure you got that. Travel to the Forsaken Ruins, and near the Rotview Balcony Site of Grace behind an Imp Seal, you'll find this weapon. Sweet dreams, you maidenless Tarnished. See what I did there? Next up, at the runner-up, we got number 4 on the list. And these last two, again, I've already mentioned, so they've been pretty good consistently, even before patch, but now they're just on another level of broken. Okay, so the final two before have now been buffed to a point of being so overpowered they had to be on the list after patch again. So first, we got everybody's favorite looking collage of rusty, ugly, dirty knives, the Grafted Blade Greatsword. Now, believe it or not, despite being a legendary armament, the base damage of the Grafted Greatsword is shockingly low, making it really mediocre compared to other weapons of its class. However, that was before the patch. The global buff to all colossal weapons means that it can now deal way higher damage. Like, it's actually incredible the amount of damage buff this got. So it deals way more now than before and can now swing at a faster rate than it used to. Also, now this is unheard of. The weapon has specifically received a buff for its physical damage. Not only that, but it now has up to 80% physical damage negation, which technically makes it a weapon/shield hybrid. I know, right? The fuck you mean? All I gotta say is a combo like this with a shield, and you're already going into any fight with this weapon at a higher survivability rate than most. Again, to get this weapon, you'll need to kill the Leonin Misbegotten. What? Shocker! In Castle Morn, located in the Weeping Peninsula, again, fairly early game. This can be achieved again, more in-depth look at the legendary weapon in the link in the pinned comment. I did a stat thing, because yeah, it is a legendary armament. So that brings us to the final and fifth weapon on this list. That this one especially, because it was already so good and there was literally no drawbacks, it was all positive buffs on this one, is actually insane. So at number 5 and the best on this list, in my opinion, the final one, we got the notorious Darkmoon Greatsword, folks. And like I mentioned before, again, I covered this in that same video, but in a more detailed manner. So for the sake of time, we'll just touch briefly on this one. The Darkmoon Greatsword was already one of the hardest hitting magic weapons in the game before patch, which you could already buff with its Ash of War previously, and now it's become even more broken with the buffs it's received. Like most colossal weapons in this update, now its Ash of War has far less, noticeably less of an FP cost, and has a way faster casting speed. Not only that, but it also increases its frost buildup throughout the duration of the buff. Man, it's almost, I don't want to say it's like it's stackable, but the fact that it increases the frost buildup throughout the entire duration is such an improvement. It means you can now inflict frost pretty consistently while the buff is still active. For the sake of spoilers, I'm really not going to say on how to get this God tier greatsword, but what I will tell you is in order to get it, or at least find your way to get it, you'll need to initiate Blades, Blide, the Big Wolf / Ronnie's questline, and just finish it, folks. Come on. Explore, have fun. Probably one of the better storylines anyways in the game, and you won't be disappointed. So there you have it, folks. The top 5 newly updated patch 1.04 most broken weapons in Elden Ring. If you enjoyed the video today, please share it, comment, and of course, you better subscribe, hit the bell for future upcoming Elden Ring videos, and until next time on STV, ladies and gentlemen, Tarnished community, have fun, stay humble, and I'll see y'all in the next video. You know who it is. Yes!